All right, this video I'm going to be going over stop losses. Okay, so stop losses are very important for this. The typical stop loss I am going to do, if we go back to my graphic over here, it's going to be a close below the inversion fair value gap typically. So let's say we have a bearish fair value gap here and we close above it here. I'm going to guesstimate and put my stop loss around here. Now you're probably wondering why around here? Well, I kind of put it between the halfway point of the swing low here and the actual fair value gap here. So it's just, yeah, I just kind of guesstimate. And you're probably wondering, like, what if we slam down or we close way here? Well, I'm always gonna have a hard stop loss at the swing low no matter what. But I will say this, it balances out. Okay, what do I mean by that? Sometimes price will close here and I'll get out for less of what I thought I was going to get out for. So I'll lose less than what I thought. And sometimes price will just close way down here. Or it will hit the swing low first. And it all averages out usually to about here. So that's why I put it here, because sometimes it'll close less than what I think and I'll lose less. And sometimes it'll close down here, which I'll lose more. Okay, let me see if I can find an example of a chart. Okay, so for example, right here, we have a fair value gap. It closes above. And again, this is another, I would say this is another pattern trade because we don't really sweep anything. We're not delivering off of a fair value gap. Okay, and it's a pattern trade. Where's the stop loss? Well, I'm going to guesstimate it to be around here because it's like halfway between this swing point and this fair value gap. And this setup closes a little worse than I probably sized for. But when I go into these setups, I usually take off one contract less. If I'm trading micros, I'll take off one contract less. So instead of going 8, which I'm willing to risk, I'll go 7 just in case of bad close. If you're trading minis, it's definitely way harder because you're probably only going to be in 1 to 2 minis. If you're in a mini, probably just put the stop loss at the low, to be honest, as long as it's close. I mean, you could guesstimate a stop loss and it'll probably balance out eventually, but you have to be careful of that. But you can see this setup here. I get in here, closes above, and then I would get out the second this candle closes. I would not wait to get out at the swing low in this situation, right? I'd probably just get out here because it's a death candle through an inverse, and I'll be like, okay, well, that's not what I want to see, so I'd get out. Okay, so that is an example of, a stop out where I would probably just get out on that candle close. Okay, right here, you can see candle closure here. There's no internal swing high here. No internal high here, no internal high here. So the break-even point would be here. So you can see this would have been a loss, but when do I actually get out? Well, you can see if we zoom in, you would not get out on this candle because it didn't close. I would get out at this hard swing low, so the stop loss would actually be worse than what I thought. And what combats this is it's not always going to be like that. Sometimes it's going to be better. Sometimes the close is going to be here. And sometimes the close is going to be at the low, and you're just going to have to, it's just going to be a balance after you take like hundreds and hundreds of trades. So yeah, now you can size and do the stop with swing low if you want, but I think you get higher R doing this because most of the time, if you are right and you are going to have a high win rate, we should not be going down here whatsoever. So I'd rather just make more money by doing my stop loss here. And also when you do take off one contract, then what you're willing to risk, like if I want to risk 8 contracts and you go 7, then it's not so bad, to be honest. Okay, so that's kind of what I do. And yeah, that's pretty much how I do my stop losses. If it's really, really close, like let's say there's an inversion fair value gap here. Obviously there's not in this case, okay, because there's no fair value gap. But let's say you wanted to put a stop at the swing low here or swing high here. There's almost no point in doing this because I'm telling you, if we get a V-shaped recovery with a absolute massive death candle below, I'm telling you, there's no points to stopping up here because if you're right, we'll probably not come back up too far. Like this would probably be maximum, okay? And even then, the stop loss should still be here. There's no point in having to stop at swing high on a death candle because if we even retrace a little bit on that death candle, then you're probably just wrong anyways, and I'd rather just get out earlier to close back above, okay? So that's how I do my stop losses. This is going to be episode 3. I'll see you in the next episode 4. Peace.